It's time for us to take a look at the headlines across Nigerian newspapers this morning. And I have with me in the studio to make sense of all of these headlines we'll be reading through today. Dr. Kayode is here with us. Dr. Dayo Kayode, nice to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Very fine. It's good to see you.
Your weekend was solid.
Well, we're here now, so it was a great time. And we also have Sijibomi Adebiyi-Benet with me here in the studio as well. Sijibomi, good morning.
You can see Dr. Dayo is looking younger today.
No, of course. So when it comes to the issue of how the weekend went,
Yes,
I think his weekend, from what we see.
And we're going to learn something new today.
I heard a lot of Ekiti Jollof.
Ah, that's good. So Ekiti Jollof makes one younger.
Ekiti Jollof
We
is
need to
solid.
travel to
Good
Ekiti.
morning and good morning to the viewers.
All right, let's begin with the Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint says, 2023, I didn't rule out Atiku, Tinubu, IBB is saying this. Okay, I didn't rule out Atiku Tinubu, as the IBB is quoted to have said this. From there, let's go to this Nigeria. This Nigeria paper says, IBB speaks, my saddest day as military president. My saddest day as military president. His recent interview has generated a lot of comments and concern from a lot of Nigerians. All right, from there, let's go to the Leadership newspaper. Leadership says uncertainty over electronic voting as INEC gets zero budget. Uncertainty over electronic voting as INEC gets zero budget. That's the Leadership newspaper. Daily Times is next and is focusing on insecurity. Northern Catholic bishops lament wanton destruction, bloodletting. Northern Catholic bishops lament wanton destruction, bloodletting. Say Nigeria, now most terrorized country in the world. Urge Christians to remain strong in their faith in God. That's at the Daily Times. Daily Trust is next. It says it's focusing on the Plateau killings. How Christian tricycle operator, soldiers rescued us. Survivors are saying this, right? Well, the really very concerning thing coming from just recently. All right, let's go to the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune says Plateau death toll rises to 32. Government declares curfew. 20 suspects arrested. 31 victims rescued. Unijust suspends second semester examinations. An IGP deploys intervention team to restore sanity. Okay, I guess we'll talk about these as we get along. The Vanguard newspaper is next. Just killings can trigger worse conflicts, Sultan warns. Just killings can trigger worse conflicts, Sultan warns. Plateau declares 24-hour curfew in Jos as troops rescue more victims of attack. Perpetrators must be brought to book. Governors tell security agencies. Police arrest 20 suspects, rescue 33 victims. An IGP deploys intervention team led by DIG Lemu. Khan, Makban warned perpetrators fished out, punished. You know, all this on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. All right, from there, let's go to the first news. Focusing on COVID-19 scare. Buhari others isolate after UK trip. As Nigeria records fresh 665 cases, 8 deaths. Okay, now that's the first news. From there, let's go to the Punch newspaper. High Commission infections. Buhari Aso Rock aides take COVID-19 test after UK trip. Okay, that's the Punch newspaper. From there, let's go to the Nation. The Nation says COVID-19 exposure in the UK. Buhari goes into isolation. President, ministers on the trip tested. The presidency action in line with the NCDC protocols. All that on the front page of the Nation. Daily Sun is saying that Catholic bishops brand Nigeria world's most terrorized nation. Claim situation not different from civil war. Anarchy looms. JNI is warning on this. All right. From there, let's go to Business Day. Nigerians' persistent pension withdrawal mirrors rising in unemployment. That's on the Business Day. From there, let's go to the Nigerian News Direct. Sorry, News Direct says commercial banks borrow 9.97 trillion naira from CBN in 7 months. Commercial banks borrow 9.97 trillion naira from CBN in 7 months. Now, next is national economy. Weak naira threatens importation of capital goods into Nigeria as import bill hits 70%. That's national economy. The Guardian is the last one we're looking at now. Cargo insurance premiums spike over untidy road access, seaport operations. Insurers groan under huge claims obligation. That's the Guardian newspaper. Okay, gentlemen, let's start with this story on the front page of the Nigeria Tribune. It's also on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, talking about the conflict that is rising up in Jos. I spoke with one of the youth leaders just a few minutes ago, and he was saying that normalcy had returned, but that the military and the government and police and security agencies have to do more. Dr. Dayo Kayode, I wonder what you make of this unfortunate incident that is happening in Jos.
You see, when that news broke out a few days ago, I knew definitely it's going to be escalating, you know. Why is, in the past, to what extent have we been able to curb this kind of security breaches in our country? We have the police, they're there. We have the military, they're there. We just bought 6 Tucano planes, they're all there. We also have our, what do I call it now, drones, they're all there. Niger Comsat, they're all there. I find it difficult to still believe that all these things are happening without pre-information to the security agents. Because we have them out there collecting data, collecting information. There's no place we don't have police. What are they supposed to be doing? To be getting information as regards what is likely to happen. I was discussing the issue of Afghanistan with somebody over the weekend. I said there is no way US will not know that this kind of thing will happen. Because for 20 years they have been there. They know the nooks and crannies of Afghanistan. And then withdrawing their troop along this line, they should understand that this kind of thing will happen. So also in Nigeria, when are we going to have a kind of a state that security is being maintained in this country? I mark you, they are saying there's no money to maintain all these security agencies, security apparatus and all that. Do you know how much money is filtering into individuals' pockets? There was one I was reading over the weekend. I posted it back to my friend in UK, because this thing was discovered in UK. A single individual having over 1 trillion naira in his account with some other billions of dollars in the same one account.
Yeah, maybe he worked so hard to earn his money.
Do you understand? And is the head of one particular parastatal. Okay. There's another one going on now with the AFCC. The AFCC took to court, and they said they should seize the property of that guy. How much was the money? And this is somebody who is supposed to be in charge of sustainable development goals, putting that money in their pockets. Okay. So these are issues that we need to really trash out.
Okay. We are looking at the crisis that is rising in Plateau State. Although we hear that normalcy has returned, but the University of Jos, as a way of precaution, has suspended preparation for second semester examination, and we understand some arrests also have been made so far. But in all of this, these things have come and, it's a recurring thing in Plateau State when it happens from time to time. What do you think is the major problem here?
I have not been able to decipher what really led to that issue. if people left Ondo State for a religious program in Bauchi,
State,
and on their way back were attacked by youths and killed, I'm trying to put it together because, you know, when there was a time when the Fulani community and the Biron youths were at each other's throats, and they always stopped cars on the, it was reported they always stopped cars on the highway. That's the Biron youths. They will tell you to pronounce some things that they know you wouldn't be able to pronounce if you were not, and especially if you were Fulani. And that was their own way of getting back at the Fulani community anytime they had issues. But this time around, these people were obviously not looking like that, even if you had issues with your neighboring communities. So I'm still finding it very difficult. Then the other thing that scares me about this country is the level of barbarism. Now, you know, when it started, when you get WhatsApp videos, viral videos like that, it was difficult for us to watch. But I discovered something recently. I'm now getting used to watching those videos. You know, even without VR's discretion advised. And I saw one where someone that was already down, they still raised a very big stone and hit him on the head. And I was looking at the youth, I was looking at the people doing that, and I'm like, I'm way, way older than these people. These are supposed to be youths of tomorrow. So the level of barbarism in this country, it's my challenge. That where are we going? What are we getting to? So now we need to start doing something about it. Impunity has been allowed to reign. And sometimes when the first issue we have is immediately you arrest people, then the ethnic chiefs will come to defend those people. People are not known as criminals in Nigeria again. They are known as their tribe. Just recently, FBI said we should release one of our security persons to 21 senators are trying to wade in. Some people from the part of the country where he is from are saying something youth council are saying they should not release him. And I'm like, where are we going? In the southwest, we don't see criminality as it is. In the southeast, people were being killed, police stations, federal institutions, the elders were not talking. Immediately, someone was picked, maybe illegally from another country. Everybody started talking. Are you saying the head of that person is more than the thousands of heads or hundreds of heads that were being killed in your region? Some of them are innocent. They are just security men. And we want security to thrive? You know, I've said it before. We're getting to a situation whereby everything is turning to a banana republic. It's turning to like an animal farm. And the earlier we nip it in the bud, there is no way the government or security agencies will not know those people behind, because these people are like sects. In Lagos, you have 1 million boys, you have the Oralsa boys, you have... That's the way they are. But they're the same people, politicians and elites will use for some purposes. They will cover them up. So the next time, something will happen. And those people, that their people were being killed, if they don't get any result, they will be looking for ways to also retaliate.
You see, it is all these things could be adduced to one, youthful restiveness. And how is it coming about? By not doing what they are supposed to do for these youth. While growing up, they have told them, if you're able to do 1, 2, 3, you will be able to live as a normal human being. And you see that all these youths, they went through all those areas, all those stages. But at the end of the day, by the time they were about getting there, the so-called leaders shifted the goalpost. All right? When we were growing up, I remember, during our youth service days, when we were passing out, our then leader, what do they call them again? The rector or whatever of NYC in the old Bender State, late Gobadia. He was standing in front, I was standing facing him. And he said, you are the future of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Where are those leaders today? Have they been allow those youths to assume that position of leadership? To what extent have they trained them? To what extent has the society given them what they are supposed to be given to be able to assume that position? Whereby even these so-called leaders, the resources of the nation, the resources of the people that are supposed to be used to make people to live accordingly, to make people to live as a normal human being, they pocket everything. I mean, so how do you expect the youth not to be perpetrating all those things they are doing within the political environment of Nigeria? So it is a pointer. It is a pointer to the leadership, not only political leadership, political, economic, social, religious, especially religious, that what is looking at Nigeria now is too dangerous if they don't curtail all their excesses and ensure that these youths are being put on the pathway. I was discussing with somebody outside now who is a coach. He was telling me that, look, you need to discover yourself. When you discover yourself, you need to do this, you need to do that. I said, yeah, fine. But are these youths in their frame of mind, normal frame of mind, to be able to discover themselves? No. Even there are some of us that have been able to a very large extent discover ourselves, but the news and the happenstances within our environment is highly discouraging. If not because we just want to believe that, yes, we have to encourage ourselves to see forge ahead and ensure that a brighter future that awaits Nigeria becomes a dawn during our lifetime.
And if I may add,
Yeah.
yes, I think the solution we must all desire is education. And it's high time we started something like an emergency or emergency on that sector, and it must be a must. At least the first 9 years of education, every youth, every governor must make sure that that's been done, so people instill value into the youth. And a simple illustration yesterday, a youth of no more than 14 years was from a part of the country, was driving. I left my estate. I was holding one of my daughters just to get something across. And the way he rode the bike, he almost hit us. And I was looking at, why would you have to? It's a free road, no traffic. Why would you have to? He was looking at me as if no leave the road. So, but you know, when I tried to appraise the situation, something just came to my mind. Where your treasure is, there your heart shall go. I treasured my daughter, but the parent of that boy, I don't think they instilled anything. Nothing has been put in his life, so there is no way he will not behave abnormally. So education is key.
But education in terms of value system.
Yes.
Education in terms of values, not in terms of physics, chemistry, biology, that they won't have, but in terms of value system.
In fact, the societal
acceptable behavioral patterns.
Yeah, we have to leave now because of time. Thank you very much, Dr. Dayo Kayode. Thank you for coming on the program.
Pleasure.
Sijibomi Adebiyi-Benet, thank you very much for coming.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah. Right.